rental car gives us the option to explore more of French Guiana. On the excellent paved main highway N1, we drive west towards Saint-Laurent-du-Maroni. On the way, we take a look at the Petit-Saut dam and reservoir, the old church in Iracoubo, one of the many freshwater creeks, and the mouth of the Maroni River, before we arrive in Saint-Laurent-du-Maroni just before sunset. It's a long driving day and we do almost 500 kilometres, and we end up driving the last 65 kilometres in the dark, something we normally try to avoid. The next day, we visit the bagnedesannamites, another prison camp which was built by the Vietnamese prisoners in the interior of French Guiana, right in the middle of the thick jungle.
Today we're going on a long drive around the country. So we just left 15 minutes ago or so, and it's raining. We're driving towards the Petit-Saut. Hopefully it's a private road. We're not quite sure if we can get down it. We'll turn up in 6.5 kilometers. And on the side of the road, we here and there we see very damaged cars. So obviously we have to do careful driving here. It stopped raining already. So this is our turn off. We're not sure if we can get through.
Car behind me is coming.
There's a car driving. So we're just trying it, and it looks like it's tarmacked. On Google Maps it definitely wasn't. Let's see. Yeah, we're on the right road. Maybe they tarmacked it all. That would be perfect. Definitely driving through the deep jungle here. Doesn't give us much of a view along the way. There's the next car. We have a feeling they're all rentals. So we're coming down to the reservoir. There's lots of cars here. Okay, maybe we can hire some kayaks. We'll check it out. We wanted to do a boats tour here, but the guy I sent an email to didn't respond yet. But we see what we can do while we're here. There's a lot of cars here.
Between 1989 and 1994, a hydroelectric dam known as Petit-Saut, Little Jump, was constructed 70 kilometres inland from the mouth of the Sinnamary River, which winds its way north for 250 kilometres through forested French Guiana before spilling into the Atlantic Ocean. Damming the river created this reservoir. It started to fill in January 1994 until water levels at the dam reached a maximum height of 35 metres in July 1995. The area of the reservoir grows and shrinks based on seasonal variability, but it covers an area on average about 300 square kilometres. The dam has the capacity to generate 160 megawatts of electricity for French Guiana's coastal towns, where most of the region's population lives. The Petit-Saut reservoir is one of the highlights in French Guiana. Apparently you can easily see lots of birds, monkeys and occasionally even giant otters, caimans, capybaras, deer, tapirs, anteaters and jaguars. We were looking into tours before our trip. Online you can find options for overnight trips, but we didn't fancy sleeping in a hammock. We also found a provider for a day trip on a motor-powered boat and contacted them by email. It would have been €90 per person, but this boat tour needs a minimum number of 6 people. We never heard back from them, and so we were hoping to find them here at the reservoir, but no chance. One of the local kayak guides told us that nobody ever answers emails here in French Guiana. Instead, you need to phone. Problem is, though, that you need to be fluent in French. English is not often spoken here in French Guiana. Unfortunately, we're also leaving French Guiana in 2 days, so we have to miss out on this particular highlight.
So from the landing site we couldn't really see a lot. I put the drone up for a bigger shot. But this is a little place right next to the car park. These are a few islands here. But the boat tours are difficult to get.
I haven't found out about any boat tours yet. It's all kayaks.
It's all kayak, and we don't really fancy kayaking. We need a guide to see the wildlife, really.
So Hannah made us some really yummy egg mayonnaise sandwiches. We're sitting on the side of the road here in the car because it's cooler than it is outside. Yeah. But once you turn the motor off,
You get hot.
It gets hot again. We wanted to go down to a creek, but we just missed one. And it's really hard to turn around on this road here because there's no side part of it. And traffic is racing quite a bit here on this road. So it goes up and down and it's windy. So we just decided to park here on this, what is it? It's a parking area, isn't it? Mm-hmm. I would think. And then I will pop the drone up to see if we can see the Ariane 6 pad. Maybe. I have no idea if we're in the right direction because it all looks the same here. The jungle is the jungle. There's a monument here in Sinnamary. This is supposed to be the red ibis, but it's missing the head. Oh well, maybe a storm or something. We're driving through a gate here that's open. We'll see if we
don't close it.
We're trying to get to the Sinnamary River. We just entered the private property of a really nice man. He allowed us to take a quick shot. So this is the Sinnamary River. It's quite wide. It's a big river. These are beautiful little ducks with the red eyes. Guys, you going for a walk in the heat? Merci beaucoup.
Merci. Construction of the St. Joseph's Church in Iracoubo started in 1887, and the church was consecrated in 1893 and became a historic monument in 1978. It's known for its elaborate decorations on the walls and ceiling created by Pierre Huguet and sometimes nicknamed the Sistine Chapel of the Amazon. Huguet was sentenced to 20 years for burglary in 1889 and shipped to the penal colony of French Guiana. In 1893, he arrived at Camp Iracoubo and started to paint and decorate the walls and the ceiling with frescoes in his unique style. Huguet also tried to escape 6 times and was finally released in 1909.
This is definitely a beautiful church. I'm not quite sure if I understood it correctly, but this is an homage to indigenous people who were transported to an Arawak exhibition in 1882 and 1892 in Paris. Maybe they were exotic or whatever. So we turned off the main road. We're going down to Crique Organobo. It's supposed to be a nice rest area.
In French Guiana, criques are small creeks or streams that are significant for their connection to gold mining history, serving as sources of gold deposits and for their role in the transportation and exploration of the dense rainforest territory. They also provide ecological value as waterways, supporting diverse wildlife, and are important recreational areas for activities like kayaking, swimming and fishing. You can find many of these creeks along the N1 highway, and they're great places for a picnic and swim to get away from the heat of the day. We didn't see any signs saying that you're not allowed to stay overnight here, so if you travel French Guiana in a motorhome or van, this might be a great option for a free overnight spot. Shortly after the creek, we leave the N1 and head towards Mana on a coastal route. We were hoping to see the ocean, but it's too far away.
This is the town of Mana. We take a quick look at the church. It's from 1840. Another St. Joseph's Church. St. Joseph's Church from 1840. Unfortunately it looks closed. Seems to be quite a nice little place.
So this is all
We're going down the river road now.
Triathlon.
Gosh. There's some old buildings here along the waterfront, that's for sure.
The small towns in French Guiana are quite attractive, with the old wooden buildings, small harbours and churches.
Yep.
After Mana, we head further west to the small beach place of Yalimapo, right on the mouth of the huge Maroni River.
So over there is Suriname. This is the mouth of the river that goes down to the border. Be careful here.
It's already late afternoon and we're pressed for time to get to Saint-Laurent-du-Maroni. Saint-Laurent lies on the east bank of the Maroni River, opposite the town of Albina in Suriname. It was formerly the headquarters of the country's penal colonies and the site of the largest prison from 1858 to 1946. Today, Saint-Laurent-du-Maroni is the second most populous city of French Guiana and the only gateway to get to Suriname by land.
So this is the ferry port. There's Saint-Laurent, over there is Suriname. We're a little late in the day, so we're gonna be here at sunset. These must be the boats that take you across the river for $5. Taking a quick look too. We can see some boats and speedboats going on the river. It's super bright here. We've driven a long way just to see that, but it's a border town and you get a feeling that it's not very safe here.
There's a car and passenger ferry and lots of small longboats that can take you across the river. When we were researching our Guyana trip, we saw a lot of comments about corruption regarding the ferry prices and entering either country, so we decided against this option. But we met a few travellers this week that all said it's actually very easy to cross the river and to get a taxi ride on either side to go to either Kourou or Paramaribo. Crossing the river on a longboat costs around $5 and a taxi between $25 and $40, which is way cheaper than our option with flying via Martinique and Trinidad.
Now we have 202 kilometers to get back to Kourou. We probably end up in the dark.
Time for the sun to go down.
Yeah, Helen's got to push the gas pedal a little bit. We will be driving in the dark anyway. It's 20 to 7 in the evening. We still have good light, but it's still 180 kilometers back to Kourou.
Yep.
So we're pushing the gas pedal a little bit because when it gets dark we have to watch for animals crossing the road and then we have to slow down. We drove a lot of kilometers. Helen drove a lot of kilometers today. Over 500 by the time we return, I guess. And we would both say it's not really worth it. There's not much to see along the way unless you get on a boat with a tour guide. Just from the road, all you see is green jungle. There's not a lot of people and villages on the road as well. Either, so
there's really nothing.
There's long stretches of nothing, which we kind of like, but it's not worth coming out here. It's nice for the country because it's 80% of French Guiana is still jungle and intact,
really,
which is really good for the animal life. But just to hire a car to go out to Saint-Laurent for the day, there's not much to see really, because the trees are so high that you basically just look down onto the pavement and you don't actually see anything. Maybe now when it's getting darker we're lucky and a jaguar or a tapir or an anteater is crossing the road. That could be dangerous though. So yeah, it was an Oma, what we call a grandmother tour day, because we basically just spent it in the car. But we could have left it out. But the thing is, we don't know anything about these countries because there's hardly any information to find. So we have to find it all out by ourselves. And we could have saved us this day, I suppose. But that's okay. You never know in advance what to expect. And it's interesting to see how green this country is. But this is what you get to see, green.
It's a nice drive though. The roads are good.
Yeah.
The road is really good.
Yeah.
And even the one down to the boat where the lake.
Yeah. It's all tarmac
that's
now.
all tarmac.
Yeah.
So it's
phone them, you have to be perfect in French to find something out. So it's catch-22 here a little bit, but never mind. We're here to find it all out, and we're doing our best to see as much as we can. We had a little bit of a scare in Saint-Laurent when we parked up there for 2 seconds on the car park because we were dripping something underneath the car. And against the sun it looked like a heavy oil, but Helen drove back and I put my fingers into it. It's just water. So we assume it's the air conditioning water that's leaking out, hopefully, because we have no idea. We never have cars with air conditioning, so. But well, there's no signals, no nothing. It's definitely not coolant. It's not smelling like coolant, unless they don't put coolant in here. They only put water in here. But I think we're okay. So we turned down the aircon a little bit because it's not too hot anymore anyway. And that should get us back to Kourou, and it's another 172 kilometers to go. So that's a strange bridge. Now it's really pitch black outside. Helen is going a little slower. We very, very rarely drive at night. Really weird. It must be high humidity outside because it's not raining. We can actually see a lot of stars above us, but our windscreen is fogging up from the outside, so we have to have the wipers on although it's not even raining. It's a crystal clear night, so maybe the engine, the motor is so hot that it heats up the air in front of the screen or something.
I think it's a mist rising because this is a swamp. We're in a swampy area.
We have made it to Kourou. We're just around the corner from our apartment. It's 21:41. It's been a long day. Almost 12 hours. What's he doing?
I don't know what he's doing, but
and we are exhausted. But we're looking forward to a cup of cappuccino now.
even though it's late.
Can we see the fabulous driver? No. Yeah, now we can see her. There she is. Big applause to Helen.
People walking on the road.
Clap, 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 clap. I have to hold the camera, that's why I can't clap. Today's our last day in Kourou, and we're driving kind of towards Cayenne, or a little bit south. We want to do a hike, only for her. It's a 1 hour hike into the jungle to some ruins of a former prison colony. But oh god, we just got into the car and it was like what, 60 degrees, 70 degrees in here. Thank god we have air conditioning, otherwise we would be dead already after 2 minutes in the car. I tried to clean the window and burned my hands on the windscreen. It was so hot.
You shouldn't laugh, but
yeah, it was just so hot. Yeah, so this is our last day, and tomorrow we're going to fly to Martinique. So it took us about an hour to get from Kourou to the car park here, the bagnedesannamites, and the story is a short story of some Vietnamese prisoners that were brought from Vietnam by the French to this place here, and they had to build a prison colony by themselves because there was nothing here. And the prison operated from 1931 to 1944, if I remember correctly. Over 500 prisoners were here. So we take a walk through the jungle and see if we can find the ruins. But it should be a well-marked trail. So this is the map. We're at the parking lot here. The red one is the trail. It goes to the ruins. And then you can walk down to the river Tonne Grande. That looks like a really nice track. So it's about 30 minutes, 1.1 kilometer to the ruins, and then a further 1.4 kilometers to the river. They say 2.5 hours, maybe. That's only what,
5 kilometers return. We should make that in an hour and a half normally, but we see. Maybe there's lots to take photos of. And oh, I can see butterflies already. My tour guide already spotted the termites. They're going through a tunnel here. That is weird.
The screaming piha is a species of passerine bird found in humid forests in the Amazon region. Their call is extraordinarily loud, reaching 116 decibels, second only to that of the white bellbird.
Sometimes the path is a little muddy. It's nicely done here. You get some information boards as well. Is there anything in English?
No.
I need Helen to...
1920, and the colonial empire of France went all over the various continents.
This one is the boat called the La Martiniere. This is the prisoner's boat that they did between 1921 and 1938.
This is the route they took.
Yeah, it went 20 times from Vietnam to Guyana to transport the prisoners. There was a revolt in Vietnam.
They revolted against the French rules.
French rules, and
they were imprisoned.
Yeah, political prisoners basically that got transported here to Guyana, to French Guiana. So this is the old railway line they built to connect the 3 camps. Well, this is most likely the remnants of it. It's really nice signposted. So we're off to the quarters of the Senegalese guards, because we can hear the other ones being at the prisoner cells. So we take this route first. So this is what the Senegalese guards looked like back in the days. These are the remnants of the kitchen. Everything is overgrown by the jungle already.
Yeah, you can hardly see anything.
This must be the old well. So here we have to scramble through the jungle. We couldn't find anything.
Wasn't really worth coming down here. Stop still.
Yeah, that's a little muddy there.
Here.
This could be...
Where they prepare. Oh no, it's got the feet marks. It's the toilet.
Oh, this is the toilet, yeah. This is the French toilet.
Typical French.
Oh, definitely, yeah. There's the hole in there. Very sporty, this woman. This must be something for the old railway line. I don't know, to push it on. Oh, really nice roots here. This is a very muddy bit here. So we have to go on the boardwalk, but you really have to watch your feet. This is back-breaking.
Not easy to walk.
But we can see some prints in the mud here. They are definitely of some cats, but it doesn't look like a jaguar. It looks more like a smaller cat.
Those roots are amazing. Huge roots for quite a slim tree there, but tall. Go down by the river. So obviously this is a river to swim in with a little beach. People are camping down here. I could go actually for a swim now because sweat is just running down our faces. It literally runs down, doesn't it? You can tell our white skin is not made for these kind of humidity and temperatures. I'm sweating buckets here.
Yeah.
We actually realized that French Guiana is a very clean country, but in the cities and in sightseeing spots you find rubbish. Is this the, what is it called, the blood tree, the dragon blood tree?
Yeah, well, I don't know, it might be, because it's white.
Somebody must have just taken a cut here.
I know, it was red, wasn't it? And it went white when you put it in.
Yeah.
So this is this rubber?
It's dripping down here. Now we're walking along the 80-year-old train lines. Oh, almost 100, well 90 year. Well, yeah, a long time since they built these. So this is about the old train line here. It was completely made of metal and had a width of 40 to 60 centimeters.
Yeah.
They transported stuff between camps and down to the river, or from the river.
Yeah.
And obviously people as well.
And they did a telephone line in 1936.
Oh yeah, telephone line, okay.
Yeah.
They built a little dam here.
That's because the little river didn't provide enough water. So they dammed it up to get more water.
Yeah, drinking water.
Yeah.
Well, the dam obviously works. There's some fish in there on this side. And you can see there's only a trickle on this side here. This is getting a little bit too muddy here. So this is another toilet here. So this is what it looked like. They had 4 barracks for the gendarmerie, for the prisoners.
This is for the prisoners.
And they were cells with a small bed that got later replaced with hammocks. And they had a little, a little hospital maybe here as well.
Well, there was an area where they were isolated, an isolation room for those, well, I presume
with malaria. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. So now we take a look at the ruins of that.
In 1933 there were 24 cells which were constructed in 2 different phases.
So the cells here were only 2 square meters in comparison to the Ile du Salut where we were the other day. They had 6. So, and obviously it was open.
This is how they did them on 2 sides.
Wow, that is half the size of our motorhome. They just basically had a bunk bed or a hammock in there. It's not very tall either. And the roof was just made of metal, so they had air conditioning, if you want to put it like this, but it's hot and we're hot and sweaty. So 300 prisoners lived in these cells from 1931 to 1944. The camp was closed in 1946. You can still see the metal things for the bed, but that's all that fit in here, basically, a bed. You can see how one's in there now.
Going towards it.
We're totally dripping with sweat. Yeah. But it was very interesting. We enjoyed that.
Yeah. We didn't see any birds because they are somewhere.
We heard them though.
We heard them. We have to work out which ones they are. And but it was interesting. It's in a mix of nature and culture, history. It must be really close. Oh, the blast of the air conditioning is... Oh, it's feeling so good. We've got to rush home now because at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, which we're going to miss a little bit, we have a Teams call with our former company, March 1st. It was founded 25 years ago on the 1st of March. And we hope to see some of our ex-colleagues via laptop. Fortunately, we can't be there in person, but we see how that works out. I'm just listening to our March 1st call, but unfortunately we can't really understand them. Today we're leaving French Guiana.
And it's crying because we're leaving.
Well, it's crying and I'm already worried about flying. This could be severe turbulences. It's been raining all night and almost all morning. The clouds are all the way down to the ground. And we're heading to the airport now. We should be roughly on time. We still have to fuel up. But this was it for French Guiana. Now we're going to Martinique.
The army's coming now.
Army is coming. Maybe they're securing for tomorrow.
I think it might be.
Tomorrow's the launch of the Ariane. And if it's the same weather, they might actually postpone it. Or you can't see a thing because it will be in the clouds within seconds, milliseconds probably. Well, there's rainforest here. Not for nothing. So, once in a while it stops raining. But it's an exhausting drive for Helen. Nah. He's crawling. Oh no, we're going 70 now, okay. It's not very often that we sit in a rental car. In fact, when was the last time?
We had a rental motorhome.
Yeah, rental motorhome in England in 2023. Rental car, Norway, 1998. This is the beauty of having a motorhome. And unfortunately we don't have it with us, but we get used to the new lifestyle, don't we?
Why is it beeping at me?
It's not beeping, it's because you've got the door open. So we're gonna get the tank filled up, and then we're heading to the airport straight away. So we didn't manage to get the barrier open, but the lady came out and opened it for us, and everything is okay. So we're at the airport. So that went well. We were the first ones to check in. We got our boarding passes. Now we sit down at the disabled seats, and the car was returned without any problems, so we're doing really well. The weather is a little bit of a problem right now. It's dry, but when we got here it was pissing down with rain. It's an on and off thing today.
From Cayenne, we fly to the Caribbean island of Martinique, our second destination on this 5-week trip. We stay in an excellent apartment for 6 nights in Fort-de-France, right smack bang in the heart of the historical centre that's packed with thousands of people for 5 days during one of the biggest festivals in the Caribbean, Martinique's Carnival, with spectacular parades, colourful costumes and French Caribbean culture.